Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Small Streamer Diaries, episode 6. I have here today with me my friend Polybius of Arcadia.
Hey, thanks for having me on again.
Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, if you haven't been to the podcast before, in this podcast, we talk about being a small streamer, the things that we've learned, things that we've observed, analysis of different topics and subjects within streaming and content creation. So I have got the first 5 episodes up on YouTube and Spotify. Polybius is in 4 of those 5 episodes. So thank you so much for that, Polybius.
You're welcome. You're
So
welcome.
please go check those out. So, in this episode, we will be talking about Twitch versus YouTube culture. And Polybius, this is something that I wanted to talk to you about because you have mentioned before in some of the other podcast episodes that you didn't really like Twitch culture. And I think we just talked about it really, really briefly on other episodes, but I felt like it deserved its own episode. So let's start with, what are the reasons you don't like Twitch culture?
I think the biggest reason for me is all the in jokes, all the memes you have to understand. If you're just starting out, you have to understand all these emojis and you have to understand what like poggers means, like stuff like that. Like it just, I don't know. They use it across the site and it just seems like it seems, I don't want to say generic or anything, but it just seems kind of forced, like you're forced into it when you don't really want to be a part of like that. I mean, I definitely would say that I kind of use some of the Twitch um culture myself from the old days, but I really don't, I haven't been on Twitch in forever, but I just try to keep it my own kind of style
Okay,
without.
interesting. So, like, what
Yeah.
kinds of things do you use from Twitch culture?
What kind of things do I use? Oh,
Yeah.
um well, I don't know. I guess some emojis that I use in my custom chat, but that's just like I said, poggers. It's so
Yeah.
like everybody says it. It comes over to YouTube. Some of that stuff just comes over to YouTube anyway. But I'm okay with that kind of stuff. It's okay, but I just really don't want it to overrun
Yeah.
overrun YouTube and make it some sort of streamlined personality that you have to have.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's hard for a new person then to come into Twitch?
I mean, these days, yeah, but for other reasons,
Yeah.
that we talked about in the past, I would say.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, given that, you were saying, like, you have to kind of like understand all these inside jokes and memes and stuff.
Yeah,
So, given that, do you feel like it's hard for like a new person to like come into Twitch and then there's all this stuff going on that they like won't understand and
sure.
then it makes them want to leave?
I think that's one of the reasons. Maybe it doesn't make them want to leave, but it makes them feel like they have to conform
Oh,
in
okay.
there.
Yeah.
Something like that. Not exactly like they want to go to other platforms because
Do you feel like it makes them feel unwelcome?
I don't think unwelcome. I think it's just a whole bunch of new stuff coming at them all at once if they're just unaware of the culture of Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about unwelcome. It's just how they do it over there, and it's just not for me.
Yeah. So I think we've talked about this a little bit before. But do you feel like Twitch is kind of like clicky? Like
Oh,
people just stick to their quote unquote their streamers?
yeah, yeah, I think so for sure. I
Okay.
think that's the case.
Yeah. And that's something you don't like about Twitch?
Well, I think that's just how people watch streams in general because people, I guess there's because even on YouTube, I go to watch certain video like creators on YouTube, their channels, their YouTube channels, like specific creators, and I go there pretty much like every day, see what they posted. So I don't know if it's just like a Twitch thing, but it's the way that it works in favor of the top streamers. Like the snowball effect just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So that's the kind of problem I have with like the clickiness.
Mm-hmm.
It really doesn't cause too much of a problem if there's like a click, but if it's the only way to grow, I think that's the problem.
Yeah. So do you feel that people are kind of clicky on YouTube as well then?
Oh, they can be, sure, but
Yeah.
I just think that YouTube gives you a lot more options without a bias other than, your own search history and what you've been watching. They'll try to give you other things to watch if you want to.
Wait,
So
so what do
I
you mean by a bias?
a bias, well, in terms of like the algorithm, uh it doesn't really have a bias for like I would say Twitch, the top streamer would be um the bias. uh, I'm trying to think of what I would what I'm saying here. But like originally what I was saying is YouTube's algorithm just gives you what you want to see.
Hmm.
And that's really what I'm kind of just trying to um convey is, there are clicks on YouTube, but I don't think they're site wide. It's definitely not site wide. It's definitely contained within its own um channel and network of channels, I think.
Yeah. So whereas Twitch, like it definitely is biased towards like large creators
Yeah, yeah.
is what I
That's what I
think
mean
you were trying to
generally.
say.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Because it is. If you're at the top, it's hard to get knocked down.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's literally how Twitch works. They call it a kingmaker system, which I learned this term in another video I was watching about like the differences between Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah,
So
I've heard
Twitch
that
works
term
off
too
of
recently.
yeah, so I mean if you don't know what it is, I'll like I anyone listening, I just learned what it is myself. A kingmaker system basically means like the top of the top stay there and the bottom people don't go anywhere. Like they never even have a chance to grow. And that's the kind of system Twitch has because that's literally how it works. It's like the top streamers with the most viewers are always listed at the top. Like they sort them by how many viewers you have to the lowest amount of viewers. That's just like the default sorting. Like I guess yeah, they do have options to where you can change the sorting, but most people are not going to do that.
Right. Yeah, they'll just pick whatever's default.
Yeah.
And that definitely causes the top streamers to create a culture amongst the entire site
Hmm.
because their streams are posted. Even if you sign into Twitch unsubscribed, you'll still, and correct me if I'm wrong if they change this, but they still show like the very top streamers live, like with the most views, like on the left hand side. I don't remember. I could go look right now, but
Okay. Yeah, I don't know because like I haven't gone into Twitch in like a year without being signed in, so I don't know what it looks like if you're not signed in, but I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, I'm gonna take a look right now, and yeah, they definitely are showing the streamers with 210,000, 30,000, just like huge streamers. So they don't really do that at all on YouTube.
Yeah.
So the people who are on that sidebar on Twitch are going to be dictating how the site, you know, should behave.
Yeah. Yeah, and with YouTube, I mean, I get videos recommended to me with like millions of views, and then I also get recommended videos that have like 50 views. Like it's just based on it doesn't really look at like how many views a video or a channel gets. It just looks at like, oh, what did you watch in the past? Okay, here's a related video, maybe you'll like it.
Right. Yeah, I've experienced the same thing. I usually try and look for videos that were uploaded in the past week and see if there's views out or videos out there with like maybe like 100 views and see what kind of videos they made, and maybe I'll go in and take a look and see what kind of content they have and subscribe if I like it.
Yeah.
So, and then, even if you click on videos or channels with smaller sub counts, like in, hundreds, that like lower thousands, you'll get videos like just like that recommended on the sidebar in YouTube that will say, this video has like, I don't know, 200 views or something.
Hmm.
So as long as you keep clicking those, YouTube will just keep giving them to you for suggestions.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a nice thing to basically keep the culture of a platform neutral.
Hmm. So, do you feel like then that because those top streamers get to kind of like dictate the culture of Twitch, do you feel like on Twitch there's like a site-wide culture, whereas
It,
on YouTube it's more like the culture of like the genre of content, and it's not like a site-wide YouTube culture?
yeah, I pretty much exact. Yeah, I would say
Okay.
that pretty much exactly sums up how I
Yeah.
feel about the two platforms culture.
Yeah, I mean, and it makes sense because Twitch actually is much smaller when compared to YouTube as a whole.
Right.
Like, I mean, YouTube's got what, like 2 billion people on it?
Yeah,
And
pretty much like
yeah,
quarter of the world or
yeah.
more.
And Twitch has like, I mean, yeah, it's got a lot of people, but maybe, I don't know, like 45 million or something like that. I mean,
Right.
like, Twitch is a very like niche thing. Like, I could go talk to most people in my real life and they wouldn't know what Twitch is, but I have never met anybody that didn't know what YouTube was.
Right. Exactly. And that's just based on like discoverability alone. That's just one aspect of it about it. But I see why Twitch has to kind of, well, they keep shooting themselves in the foot with how they execute what they're trying to execute, but I don't know if it's good for the site to keep the top streamers in the sidebar, or just suggesting them from on a non-logged in Twitch page. I don't know if that's the best way about going for Twitch in the future, but it seems
Mm-hmm.
like they're still going to do that, and they're doubling down, and they're
Yeah.
taking even more money away from the creators. So yeah, it seems like it's a one point of failure kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, if Twitch makes a mistake, it's pretty huge.
Mm-hmm.
If YouTube makes one, it's not that bad. They can fix it, and they're pretty slower to roll out features so they can test them more. Um, you know, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a whole different culture over there on Twitch, and I don't know. I just don't think it's for me. I
Yeah.
just don't go on there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think that Twitch is not going to go away from listing the top streamers first because I feel like Twitch as a company, they're really like all their announcements in the past year or so have been really bad for creators and viewers, but
Yeah,
they're also, I mean, they're better for Twitch because like they're taking more money from people. But I
right.
feel like Twitch is very like short term focused, like very short term goal focused, and then that I think that trickles down into the culture of like Twitch, like people that are using Twitch. So like the viewers and the streamers, it
Yeah, and
kind of goes down into like,
that forces the streamer to basically bow down to the the whatever, however they make money. Like this time it's ads. It's always been
mm,
ads, I guess, but they're just doubling down on ads, and the culture is like the maximum amount of money you can make is to play what, 10 minutes of ads per hour. I'm not sure of the number, but that's just like a ridiculous amount of time
yeah. Yeah,
for
so
an internet stream.
yeah, I mean, it depends on the streamer. Like, they get a personalized ad offer, but I have seen people post screenshots of their ad offers on Twitter, and they are like 8 minutes of ads per hour or something like
Yeah,
that. And then, but they also have to stream a certain amount of hours, so it'll be like eight minutes of ads per hour if you stream like 170 hours this month or something like that. Like they
wow.
also give you like a certain amount of hours you need to stream.
Yeah, so putting that kind of limitation or quota on somebody will just make the culture worse, because you're going to have creators that are, maybe they quit their job, maybe they did something drastic and started streaming, and they were making enough money to support themselves, but now they're not, after Twitch yanked the rug out of them out from under them.
Mm-hmm.
So now the culture becomes like begging for daily subs, or
Yeah.
daily what is it, what is it on Twitch?
Yeah,
Subscribers,
it's
a member.
subscriptions, and
Yeah,
then they have bits,
subscriptions.
which is like super chats on YouTube.
Right, right. Whatever the monthly subscription is, that's when it becomes bad because I I mean that's business, I guess, but the stream no longer becomes fun to watch, or it's no longer fun for the streamer at that point if they're just asking for money
Yeah,
constantly. So, that's the meta of Twitch and that's the culture of Twitch. So,
yeah. Yeah, so I did learn recently that, and Twitch didn't make this very clear, but those ad offers they give people, they prorate them. So you don't have to stream like 170 hours or whatever it is. That's just what you need to stream to get the maximum amount of money. But if you
yeah.
stream less than that, you'll still get some money. However, the culture of Twitch is like people don't like ads on Twitch. I mean, people don't like ads on YouTube either, but it's been more ingrained into the YouTube culture to watch ads. Like people are more used to it now. Plus, you can skip ads on YouTube, and also on live streams you can rewind. So if a ad pops up in the middle of a live stream, you can just rewind. And Twitch doesn't have either of those things. Like you can't skip ads, and they have no rewind. So of course, like ads are going to be more intrusive on Twitch. So the culture of Twitch is constantly like, oh, we don't want ads. Like streamers like streamers really don't want to play ads. Like they will like
Yeah, it's
refuse.
awful. It's
Yeah.
terrible to watch. I hate it. And the worst thing is you can't buy your way out of skipping ads on Twitch. You just can't. You have to watch them. You would at least think if you had Amazon Prime, you would be able to skip ads or
Mm-hmm.
something. But no, Twitch doesn't even offer you the ability to purchase skipping ads entirely. YouTube does, and I mean it's a little expensive. I mean it's like $135 a year, but I mean I think it's worth it.
Yeah. So
Definitely
Twitch
if you like watching streams.
so Twitch does have Twitch Turbo, I think it's called. I don't know what it does, but I let me look it up. I think it's like at YouTube Premium. I think you don't get ads.
Oh, okay, okay.
But Twitch doesn't really promote it.
Twitch Turbo. Okay.
Okay,
Ad-free viewing with limited exceptions.
oh,
Okay, my
limited
bad.
exceptions. Okay, so but that means there still are ads.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, still some ads. Let's see. Watching with Turbo means no pre-rolls, no mid-rolls, no companions, and no
No
display
companions.
ads.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but that's what it says
And
on the site.
display ads? I don't understand what that means either.
Yeah, you may still be presented promotions and ads that are embedded into a broadcast or rare situations delivered with certain simulcast content. Huh. Okay, well, I stand corrected, but honestly, it really should be Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
If you have Amazon Prime, you should be able to just skip ads.
Yeah, and then, even reading this ad-free viewing with limited exceptions little blurb, it's kind of weird because I don't know, it's like they want to make it extremely clear that it doesn't mean no ads ever.
Right,
Like
right,
so it's to me it sounds like they're going to be like, okay, well we can still run ads if we want to because there's limited exceptions to Twitch
right.
Turbo.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like the case. Give them enough wiggle room to do that.
Yeah. So do
But
you have
okay,
YouTube Premium?
yeah, I got it I got it this year, I think, in February when I started streaming.
Okay. And there's no ads ever?
None.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's really nice, especially
Yeah.
on mobile.
Yeah. So, do you feel like there's a difference in the kind of viewers that are drawn to Twitch versus YouTube?
I really haven't pondered on that too much lately. I really haven't thought about it as of, recently as to what kind of viewer. I mean, you have everybody on YouTube. Just about everyone's on YouTube, from gardening tool videos to computer repair to everything, car, whatever. And then Twitch is, well, I want to say mostly gaming, but we all know that's not the case anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly. I mean, it's still mostly gaming, but they do promote the heck out of the hot tub streams. Do they? I mean, I
Yeah.
think still. I don't know.
Yeah, they still do.
Okay, okay. So, yes, that is. I don't know. I guess people who want to watch hot tub streams go to Twitch, and people who want to watch ads, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
People don't mind that.
And
I
they
really
don't
can't
allow
put
that
them.
kind of stuff on YouTube, right? Like the hot tub streams kind of stuff.
I don't know actually. I don't think it would be against the rules, but it's definitely not promoted.
Yeah.
I've never seen a hot tub stream shown, like, suggested at me on YouTube.
Me neither. I'm going to have to look that up now.
Yeah.
Because I get them suggested to me all the time on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if I logged, like, the last time I checked Twitch before just a few minutes ago during the podcast, I logged in, or yeah, I did log in, and it was like the very first thing I saw was a hot tub stream, like on the main site, just right there, first thing,
Mm-hmm.
playing live.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
hard to say that for the viewers that go to Twitch and YouTube. Um, Maybe they want the real true streamer, like, relationship. I don't know. The like the parasocial thing. I think more parasocial viewers go to Twitch in terms of viewers,
Yeah.
because there's way more loyal, I guess, because that's how the site has made them to be.
Yeah. I agree. And I agree with you about the loyalty. Like, I think that communities on Twitch are more close knit and YouTube isn't as close knit, and that sounds like it's a bad thing, but personally, like, I don't think that it is. Because if you go to like any given channel on Twitch, if you go to their bio, it's like every single streamer on Twitch will have a little thing that says like, "Oh, my goal is to create a close, tight-knit community with good
Hmm.
vibes only
Yeah, yeah,
and
that's like every
positivity."
channel ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so I do feel like Twitch has these channels and communities that are like super super tight-knit, and they will like only ever go to that channel and they only ever talk to each other.
Yeah.
And Twitch or YouTube, I mean, is more like open and like, because I don't know, I feel like saying that YouTube is not as close knit, it sounds like it's worse, but to me it's better because people are like more open. Like,
Right.
I find that other creators on YouTube are more willing to like talk to me and answer my questions than like people on Twitch, because people on Twitch are kind of like, oh, I'm just like in my own like community, like I don't really talk to other people too much. And but I find that people on YouTube are like, they're just more open to like talking to new people.
Yeah, generally I think they're used to seeing new people that in their chat. I think if they put in effort, and people show up, and they're, I mean, as a YouTube streamer, I'm definitely waiting for new people. That's the goal. Every time I want to stream, I'm wanting to get new people subscribed,
Mm-hmm.
new viewers.
Yeah. And I think that's a
And
huge difference in the culture between Twitch and YouTube is, and I heard somebody say this in a video, that people on Twitch are making content and streaming for their current viewers, and people on YouTube are doing it for new viewers.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair assessment. I definitely try and make new stuff for new sets of eyes. Every so often, I'll try and change things up.
Yeah, and I mean that's just the culture of Twitch is like, oh, like, you see any given streamer on Twitch, they're like, oh, I do everything for my community, like my community is my whole life.
Yeah,
And but I'm kind of like, but then how do you grow if you're only doing things for your current viewers? Like, then how do you draw new people in?
right. And maybe that's what they truly just want to do, is maybe not grow so much. Maybe they like the speed of a chat room that isn't flying by,
Yeah.
and that's fine. I mean, you could do that too on YouTube, but maybe it's a better environment on Twitch if you just don't really want to get paid or anything. It could
Mm-hmm.
be. I would rather just do it on YouTube because I don't know. I would rather have people joining and actually watching, because if I've just streamed to nobody, and it just feels like I'm wasting my time. I could be, doing something else, like making a new video, trying something else that'll
Yeah.
get me more views and more people in the chat to, talk to. And
So
I mean, I do like my community too, for sure, but I definitely want to grow it 100%.
yeah. Yeah, so here's a hot take for you. I do
Okay.
think that some streamers don't want to grow and they want to keep their community the size that it is. But I think that the majority of streamers want to grow their channel. And I think that people either just straight up like lie or exaggerate about what they're trying to do with their stream. I think
For for
generally,
saying like I want a small community, but they really want a huge one.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, that probably is a lot of people that put that down on their on their bio. They probably do have intentions of getting more because I mean, streaming is such a huge thing now, and it's you can make money from it.
Hmm.
Anybody can make money from it if they put in effort, and so I mean, if it just seems like, yeah, that is a platitude. Like I want a small community, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's probably people that definitely really truly genuinely want to have a small community and just have fun.
I agree. However, in my experience, that's not the majority of people.
Right.
And I do think that most people exaggerate or either just like flat out like lie. Like, so I have seen people who have said, like, oh, I didn't use any other social media or any other platform to grow. Like, I only went on Twitch when
Yeah.
actually they had like this big YouTube channel way before they ever went to Twitch. And I'm like, okay, you lied about
Yeah,
that.
that's definitely, yeah, that's flat out lying.
Yeah, and then like, I'm sure some of it happens on YouTube too, but in my experience, I have not seen that level of exaggeration or lying from people that are on YouTube only. Like, I
Right.
feel like Twitch breeds this kind of like cutthroat culture and desperation because it's so hard to grow on Twitch
Yeah.
that they just breed that kind of culture and it's normalized in that culture. So, people will go on Twitter and they will spam their links everywhere and like just shamelessly self promote in like other people's channels and on Twitter because it breeds this kind of like just cutthroat culture where like you do anything you have to do to grow. And I haven't seen that from YouTube.
Right, because I mean they eliminate the most of the desperation and cutthroat manner with suggested videos.
Exactly. It's
So,
like it's the discoverability of YouTube. Like when I was on Twitch, I did the same thing. I was going through Twitter and see like, people will post on Twitter like drop your links and I want to support small streamers and they just do it for the engagement so that they get
yeah.
a bunch of comments and they show up in other
Yeah.
people's feeds. And I used to go look for those kinds of tweets and post my links and I would get followers, but it was just people trying to do follow for follow. Like they would follow me, but they never actually come into my stream.
Right. Yeah, that's all too common. And that definitely happens on YouTube too. And I don't know about the scale of it, but it was definitely a thing back in the day in YouTube. I'm talking like maybe 10, 12 years ago. Sub for sub was like huge. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really into it, but I did follow some of the YouTube culture. I've been on YouTube ever since it was like created. So I mean, it's just like my internet home.
Yeah.
So I've been following it. I really, there was points in time where I did make videos, but not seriously. I just kind of like uploaded my school projects or whatever. And yeah, I think that YouTube really kind of just is a more chill, relaxed place to create streams and videos because it takes that desperation out. And you know,
Yeah.
tons of people are watching on YouTube. It just, I don't know, it just seems like the right choice to make, the logical choice to make if you want to grow a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure the same kind of stuff happens on YouTube. I have seen the same kind of stuff happen on YouTube, but it's just not as much. And then, like, ever since I switched to YouTube, I don't have to spend so much time going on Twitter and trying to find somewhere I can like drop my link or like going to find other people's streams where I can like self promote, because some streamers on Twitch will do this whole thing where they're like, oh, let's grow together. And a bunch
Yeah.
of people will join their stream trying to get noticed and like posting their links in chat, because like that's when it's allowed, because the streamer's like, oh, guys, let's all network and grow together. But it's
Yeah.
really just everybody just trying to get people to come to their stream instead of somebody else's stream.
Right. Yeah, I've seen channels like that before. Just on YouTube as well. So yeah, they do exist, but I mean, I don't think it's a much of a nuisance because, you know, they're doing their own thing, but really it's kind of a zero-sum game if you're doing sub for sub these days, because it really, I don't think it helps that much unless those people are just trying to get monetized, which I've seen. You know, they just try to get monetized, just try to get donation enabled. But hopefully that stuff kind of dies out because they're lowering the limits on how many subscribers you need for super chats
Yeah.
soon,
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah. And I think with given how big YouTube is, I think that kind of thing, and I guess the whole industry of content creation and streaming, I guess it can't really be avoided, but I haven't seen it as much on YouTube as I've seen it on Twitch. And like personally, I don't feel like I have to go like drop my links everywhere and self promote, and like I don't have to worry about my channel if I take vacation.
Right.
That kind of
Yeah.
culture is like, for me personally, is like it's not there on YouTube.
Yeah. It's just so much better to create there in general.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I feel like that every episode we always come back to like YouTube's better. Leave Twitch and go to YouTube.
pretty much, but I don't know, just trying to give more insight onto you know, why YouTube is better. And well, I guess we could talk about YouTube lowering the requirements for community posts, which is a big thing in the cornerstone of YouTube culture. That's gonna, I think it's gonna shape how creators do a lot of things on YouTube, because we have, what do we have now? We have Instagram stories on YouTube. If you have 10,000 subscribers, you can do like stories.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they are testing that now with higher subscribers, and you know, they work just like Instagram from what I see. So it's crazy. They're trying to be this social media platform for everyone, and I think that's possible. It's just they got to keep, you know, the different cultures of YouTube from clashing, because, you know, if they clash, that's no good, and if it all melds in together into one corporate glob culture that I think Twitch has right now, that's bad too.
Yeah. Corporate
Yeah,
glob culture.
yeah, it's basically what I think it kind of boils down to. When you see people begging for, you know, daily subscriptions, it's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I was on Twitch, I definitely felt like I was more desperate, like, and then now that I'm on YouTube, honestly, I don't even like worry about it. Like I'm just going to post the content that I think is good, and then I will look at my analytics. Like I don't freak out about my analytics anymore either. Like when I was on Twitch and I had a stream where like, I don't know, like 1 or 2 people came in for like 4 hours, I would get like so upset. I'd like freak out about it. But on YouTube, I'm looking at my numbers and I'm like, I mean, it's just, you know, they're just numbers. Like it's just telling me the story of what happened with my content. So I can take that and use it to make my next content better. And I don't know, I'm just like not so freaked out anymore now that I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice feeling when you're able to see how much insight you can get on the analytics page in YouTube Studio. There's so much information there.
Yeah.
There's different countries that, you know, you can sort by, you know, the countries that watch your channel. You could sort by the age, you know, you could just try and take a picture of that and try to make content for who most watches your channel.
Yeah, and Twitch has very similar analytics, but on Twitch, like all anyone pays attention to is like how many live viewers did I have in my stream.
Yeah. And that's definitely just not really part of the success on YouTube, but it's really the outcome. On
Yeah.
Twitch, I think it's part of the success. In order to get, you know, successful, or in order to get paid, you have to have those numbers first.
Yeah.
But of subscribers specifically, I think YouTube goes by views and hours watched. Those are better tools for gauging your analytics
Yeah,
on
and
YouTube.
I mean, getting YouTube partner, it doesn't even depend on your live viewership, and that's part of the culture difference too. I think is that like Twitch is just a live streaming platform. That's all it does. Whereas
Right,
like the culture of YouTube is like you can do so many more things on YouTube that YouTube's like I don't even care how many live viewers you have. It's just like how many subscribers do you have? Like how many hours did you get people to watch your content?
right.
And then shorts will depend, the new shorts monetization, it'll depend on views, like 10 million
Yes,
views in 90 days or whatever.
that'll be interesting because that's going to be a whole new set of culture changes to it. Well, not really, because the shorts already exist on YouTube, but with them lowering the amount of, well, actually getting paid for shorts, that's going to be huge. I think
Yeah.
that's going to bring a whole lot more people onto YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. And like when YouTube introduced shorts, they were just trying to compete with TikTok, but they didn't really know how they would do, but they did pretty well. And
Yeah,
but even though people are still saying now, like, oh, I don't go on YouTube to watch live streams, I don't go on YouTube to watch, these shorts, like if I wanted to watch these short videos, like I'd go to TikTok.
yeah,
But I think like we're at a culture shift where now YouTube is really starting to make big moves in other forms of content.
yeah.
And but just because the culture is like, oh, I go to TikTok for short form videos, oh, I go to Twitch for live streams, that's just a culture now, that's what people think of now.
Hmm.
But that's one of the reasons I went to YouTube, actually, is because I was like, well, I think YouTube is going to be really big with live streaming and I want to get there early, like I want to get there
Yes.
before everybody else wants to get there.
Right, that's the kind of mentality I had too, because I just knew that Twitch wasn't doing so well when I started streaming this year. I just kind of looked at it and it just didn't seem right for me.
Yeah.
And YouTube still really didn't have as many features as it does now, which is shockingly impressive for how fast they added all these new features in, like live redirect. And I don't think we even had a poll option for chat until this year, and we just got a Q&A button for chat, which is cool.
Hmm.
What else did we get this year? um
That's
a
funny that you
few
say
other
that
things.
like YouTube like implemented these features really fast, because one of the complaints about YouTube I see is that like they're so slow at like putting in new
Right,
features.
I think they take their time. I think they kind of view their competitors take their time and develop their own strategy of implementing it, and whenever they do, it generally works. But I know that live redirects, raids, whatever you want to call them, had an issue whenever they were first rolled out to everybody who was supposed to get them for 1,000 subscribers, and you weren't able to raid anybody, or let me. You couldn't select the option to allow people to raid you from like all over the site. You had to have like a white list and a black, or yeah, just like a white list of people who could raid you. But they fixed that like a month and a half in, which it was kind of slow, but I mean they fixed it. It works. It works very well now. So props to YouTube for, rolling that out pretty fast and effectively and fixing what needed to be fixed fast
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I remember that too. You had to either like make your subscriber list public and then anyone you
Yeah,
subscribe to could raid you or live
right.
redirect to you.
Yep, that's
Or
how it
you
worked.
could or you could have a whitelist, and you had to add channels manually that were allowed to raid you.
Yeah, so I mean, it works now. I've been using it as much as I can. Every time I see somebody that's streaming at the end of my stream, I'll try and raid them, and it's
Yeah.
generally a fun thing to do, and
Yeah.
it helps them
And
out, and it's
yeah,
good.
and then another thing I wanted to mention about the raids is that they used to not have any kind of notification when somebody raided you. Like
Yeah,
when
that's
you
yeah,
raided me, the only reason I knew that you even rated me was because people from your community would say like, "Oh, Polybius raid," and I'm like, "What? Did I
Yeah.
just get raided?" Because there was no notification, but now they
Yeah.
have one.
Yeah, thankfully it works now.
Yeah.
I wish they would name it something else other than live to redirect or raid, because like now that I think about it, that is like one of the Twitch things that came over to YouTube, that
Hmm.
terminology, which it just makes sense. I guess it's not really embedded to Twitch itself. It just came from Twitch. It's not really a
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
calling it a raid. It makes more
I know.
sense.
I tweeted at YouTube the other day. I was like, "Please change this name. We don't like it."
Yeah, they should call it something else.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand like they probably want to differentiate themselves from Twitch, but I'm like, you're a giant company. You're so good at what you do. I am sure you can come up with a new name that's better, that is not the word raid. And I think Facebook also calls it a raid, but then they also call it like stream chaining, I think.
Stream chaining, huh?
Yeah.
That's like too many syllables.
I mean,
So
I'm sure they could come up with a different name, or maybe we could come up with one for them and tweet it at them. We'll think about
good
it.
try.
But live redirect it's not a good name, guys.
Yeah, in the comments below, type in what you think it should be called.
Yes. Yeah, we need some ideas.
Yeah.
And okay, so that brings up another thing, is that raids are a very big part of Twitch culture. And
Yes.
I mean, raids are fun. Like, I mean, whether they're on Twitch or they're on YouTube, like they are fun. However, I think people are under the false impression that they help you grow your stream, and they don't really do that much to grow your stream. Like, they're great and all, but like I don't find a ton of viewers come back to my stream, at least when I was on Twitch. I don't
Yeah.
get a whole ton of raids on YouTube, just because like YouTube is not at the level of streaming that Twitch is. So the only raids I've ever gotten are from you and
Mm.
like one other person that I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And nobody from that channel ever came back to my streams. But I think
Yeah. Yeah.
like with me and you, since we're friends, like people from your community know me, so they'll like come into my stream.
Yeah, it's cool. Whenever I go into your stream, I always see a few people from my chat hanging around, which is cool. I'm glad that, well, raids don't always keep, like, they don't always help you grow, but I think they do help you gain some,
Mm-hmm.
and some is better than none. So I mean, they're useful, but not like people, like you said, there's like a false impression that that'll just boost their numbers, exponentially, when it really doesn't. You might get a subscriber or two,
Yeah. Yeah, but
but
even if you get a huge raid, like I saw a video of a guy saying that he got raided by Tim the Tapman once. I mean,
yeah,
and it was like, like 88,000 people.
dang.
And he said that like, yeah, he got a bunch of followers out of it, but
Yeah,
his numbers never went up to that level again. Like he, next time he streamed, it was his
just
normal
back to his
numbers.
normal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
back to
yeah,
his normal numbers, and it never like changed. So
right.
I think people, yeah, you're like, I agree with you. Like, people expect that raids will like boost them exponentially, and it doesn't work like that. Like, for people from your community to come over to my stream, like I had to be in your stream a lot, and then you had to
Yeah,
raid me a few times. Like, it took a lot of time for people to start coming over to my
right.
stream. It wasn't just
Yeah,
like a one-time raid from you and then everybody started coming over to my stream.
yeah, I think it's more consistency, more like if you do it over time, and it just depends how well the communities know each other. And I think it could work better depending on those circumstances. But generally, if you get rated by I don't know, some huge channel or streamer, yeah, it's probably going to be you get a bunch of subscribers, but they never really do anything
Yeah. Yeah,
or
and it's
click
it's like such
anything.
a big part of Twitch culture, but I feel like it's because people want raids to like help them grow, and it just doesn't really work that
Yeah,
way. And I think on YouTube it's kind of the same way. I mean, raids are still really new on YouTube because they came out like earlier this year,
just a
right? They're
few
very
months ago
recent.
now
Yeah, they're very
in the
recent.
summer. Yeah,
So it'll take some time, I think, to see how that plays out with the YouTube culture, but I don't really see it being any different than the Twitch culture.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I think it's okay to have. I'm not really opposed to raids or anything like that. But we'll see how long of a feature it stays, or how long it stays as a feature. If people use it, then it's gonna stay. But if it goes unused, then it's gonna be added to one of YouTube's very long list of features that
Yeah.
they killed off because nobody really used them, and that's fair. But
Yeah.
like, people need to know that it is available, and they do have to opt into it.
Hmm.
So if you want to get rated by anybody on YouTube, you have to go into your settings and set that in your community tab.
Hmm.
And I think they should really make it easier to raid, because it's, in my experience, you have to go into your edit video, you have to go to customize tab, and then you go to live redirect, and then you click that, and then you click the video, which they do a good job at presenting who is currently live on your subscriber list. That's a good thing, but they really need to make it a streamlined one click and your rate is set, because it is far too many clicks, and those clicks are precious amounts of time
Yeah.
that you don't want to be fumbling in your stream. So
Yeah.
YouTube, if you're listening, add a raid button somewhere near the end stream button, and let us just click that once. Don't go make us go into the video uh and like go through 3 different menus. It's not fun.
Yeah, I don't have raids yet or live redirects, so I don't know what it's like. But yeah, that sounds like a lot. It's a
Yeah,
lot of
it's not
steps.
bad. It honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it's like nothing. But whenever you're streaming, it's like, okay, guys, hold on. Let's see who we can
Yeah.
raid. Click. All right, let's try and remember which tab this is in. It's customized. Okay, and then it's just like, I don't know. I think it should be snappier and more responsive in
Yeah.
terms of just setting a raid.
Yeah. We'll tweet that at YouTube.
Yeah.
So I think raids are like they're really fun. They're part of the culture at Twitch, and I think it's also part of like the kind of like interaction culture that Twitch has, and people really
Yeah.
like that as well. Like, oh, I like to interact with live streamers on Twitch, and then people only think of Twitch as like the live streaming platform. Like people still don't really think of YouTube as like a live streaming platform, and
Yeah.
so they're like, oh, well, I want to go to Twitch because I want that interactive culture, but on YouTube, there's like so many more avenues to interact that I think people really underestimate. Like, you can comment on a video, you can comment on the community page, you can like comment on a short, you can like the stream. Like, I think, and then like, there's, people can still interact with your videos and other content you put on YouTube, like just because it's an offline view, it's not worth any less than like an online view when you're live.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same amount of worth of a click in my book, online or offline. Well, it's more helpful whenever I'm streaming, but after I'm done streaming, the fact that it still gets clicks days after is great. It's like that would never happen on Twitch, so
Yeah. Same here. Like, I mean, I got a comment on one of my Witcher streams, and I played The Witcher like months ago.
yeah.
And so it's still getting engagement, and like I got a comment, and so like people can still interact with me like months after I play a game on stream videos.
Right. So yeah, I mean, you're right. It's not just a video watching platform. It's a whole lot more, and I don't even think just streaming platform anymore. I think it's a full-blown social media platform. Like, it is trying to be what Facebook used to be, it seems, at least in terms of uh all this community stuff that we're getting. Well, I don't want to say Facebook, that's a little, because everybody got those features. Not everybody has a community tab yet, but it's just a matter of time before they give the community tab to just new accounts. I think it won't take too long.
Yeah, I agree,
Probably
because like
next year.
you used to have 500 subscribers to get the community tab, but I'm not at 500 yet, and I still got the community tab. So they are rolling it out to
Right.
people with less than 500 subscribers.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing. I think that everybody should just have the community tab right off the get-go.
Yeah, I agree. And then like once you get the community tab, YouTube is like everything in one platform. Like
Yeah,
YouTube is like Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and
right.
well,
It's everything.
yeah, YouTube. Like it's
Right.
all of those platforms in one because like you can use the community tab as like a Twitter and an Instagram because you can like post pictures, you can post like text, you can post like polls.
Right. The only thing that it's missing is like direct messages and like mail
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
PMs, DMs, whatever. That's the only thing that YouTube is missing, and they had that feature way, way back in the day,
Wow,
but they took
really?
it
I didn't
away.
know
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah. There was like YouTube Mail that you could like literally message somebody's channel, and they could respond in a private message.
Oh man, why did they take that away?
I don't know. They took it away. I think they took it away whenever they completely overhauled the site, and it wasn't too long after like probably 2009 maybe. So around that time, YouTube did like a complete overhaul of their UI to make it, look how it kind of looks now.
Yeah.
Um, so they got rid of it. A lot of stuff actually got killed off. There was a lot of weird features on YouTube early days that I think were cool, but were phased out for good reasons. Some for like dumb reasons that I'd have to take a look at the list. Maybe there'll be a episode of YouTube features that got killed off that should come back. I think
Yeah.
that might be a cool,
Yeah.
cool video idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't
But
really on YouTube much in those days, so yeah, I want to see that video. You should make it.
yeah, I might.
So,
but
do you think that they'll bring direct messaging back?
at the rate things are going, I think yeah they will. But I don't know when. I
Yeah.
don't think it's a priority for them either because everybody has I don't know a Twitter or a Discord or whatever. So it's probably YouTube's probably not too worried about making that right now, but I think it'll happen. I think it will come back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I would like to see on YouTube as well. I mean, I'm sure, people like the bigger channels will get tons of messages, but like so do people on Twitter and Instagram and Twitch. Like it's not going to be any different.
Yeah.
All right. So, going back to like how Twitch it kind of breeds this kind of like desperation and cutthroat culture. I also want to add that like the general advice for growing on Twitch is to go to a different platform and grow your audience there and then move your audience over to Twitch and like tell your audience on another platform like, hey, I'm streaming on Twitch, like come watch me, which always seemed really silly to me.
Yeah.
Um
Just seemed disingenuous. It just seems like they're begging for subs, begging for
yeah.
views. That doesn't look good.
And it just seems silly that it's like, why should I have to go to a completely different platform in order to grow my channel on Twitch? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, so I can't even grow on the platform that I'm trying to grow on.
Yeah, you would think they would try to keep all the traffic internal so they
Yeah.
could feed more ads to them, but no.
Yeah. Even the CEO of Twitch said that like 70% or so of viewers find their favorite streamers on platforms outside of Twitch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's
I'm sure a lot of
ridiculous.
that I'm sure a lot of that's like word of mouth too.
Yeah. Yeah, so because you have to okay, so my point is that because you have to grow on other platforms, like that's just like the culture of growing on Twitch. For me, like since I made the move, it's like I don't have to maintain so many things anymore. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like I don't have to worry about my channel on Twitch. I don't have to like I can only just like focus on YouTube and then my other social media. Like leaving Twitch is just like one less thing I have to worry about.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of glad I didn't go back when I started streaming for the
Yeah.
same reasons.
All right. Well, I think I am out of bad things to say about Twitch for this episode anyway. So Polybius, is there anything else you wanted to discuss or wanted to say about the culture differences between Twitch and YouTube?
Not on that, but smash that like button and leave a comment.
Yes, I would appreciate that. And please go check out Polybius's channel and stream. I will have all of his links in the description, and check out his Twitter. And I think those are the only platforms you use, really, right?
Hardly even Twitter. I should check. I should
I
check
know
Twitter.
you should, because I tag you and stuff on Twitter.
Okay,
But I don't
check.
even know if I don't even know if you know that I tag you and stuff on Twitter.
I usually open it up to like post a link, like late night streams. I'm trying to find people to play Smash Brothers with.
Yeah.
I'll check Twitter.
Okay. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta play Smash with you sometime too.
Oh yeah. Anytime. Me, Mike, and Viberduck are generally always playing. Well, usually they're playing it and I'm with them. So join us anytime.
Okay, but Mad Mike, you still can't sit with us.
Oh man.
All right. Why did I say that to Mad Mike? Oh, it's about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. He said he liked Kingdom Hearts 3.
He said he liked Okay, so listeners, I was in Polybius's stream, and he was playing Kingdom Hearts 1.
I was playing 1. Yeah.
He was playing 1, and we were talking. So me and his chat were talking about Kingdom Hearts, and Polybius was asking me which was my favorite Kingdom Hearts, and I said Kingdom Hearts 1, and then I think they get progressively worse. I think 3 is the worst one. And Mad Mike came in and said, it told me I was wrong. And I was like, well, you can't sit with us. Because, before that, Polybius said, I agree, I think 1 is the best. And Mike was like, no, you guys are wrong. And I was like, then you can't sit with us.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great game, but that's for another podcast.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Polybius, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
See you.